Okay, your fourth agentic is called the blender. And the blender comes from a lot of clients, especially the ones that are into Six Sigma at the executive level and they really want to manage your continuous improvement. The blender helps with this because he has the ability to look across all of the domains of monitoring that you're bringing in, right? So let's just pretend for a moment that you have application coming. I'm just going to make stuff up. Application coming from App Dynamics, right? Or New Relic, right? It's a good application monitoring platforms. So you have all of that, you have that data coming in. Maybe their alarms are coming in to scout it. Then you have, let's say, a network focused product like Logic Monitor, or better yet, something like a full like NetOps. Like Broadcom has a big NetOps platform. Let's say you have that coming through. And let's say you have like a cloud monitor, like CloudWatch, of course, or beyond that, maybe like a Thousand Eyes or even an AppNeta, right? You've got a lot of different types of alarm data coming in. And especially if all of that alarm data is, or much of it is getting to your knock, right? So if you're leading a knock, if you're a knock manager, or if you're in the knock, you can be flooded with so many different types of alarms from different types of monitoring tools. And yeah, you can sort of gut feel that something's going on between them all, but the blender tries to reduce that by letting you go back for several minutes to an hour. So I'll just pick that. It's because it take a little time here. So the blender goes back and it looks through all of your monitoring products, right, that you're allowing ScoutITai to analyze. It looks at all of them, in this case for the past hour, and it's going to look at every possible alarm that you have, and it's going to try to find a pattern that connects alarms from different products together. So the biggest value of the blender is in a triage type situation, especially like in a knock or maybe your application support, for instance, for your company, and you know that there's something going on out there because you've seen some alarms. Let the blender go through and actually take them all, blend them all together, and pour you out a smoothie of what is really going on. And so the blender takes a little bit longer than the other agentics because it is trying to create patterns out of data that has nothing to do with any of with each other. And so that's what it's doing right now. But this is the kind of data. Again, it's using the Six Sigma analysis methodology, and then you will also get a Pareto chart. So at the end of this, not only will you get the analysis of what the alarms are doing, but if you have a lot of different types of alarms coming in this past hour, you'll also get an actual Pareto chart to just something for you to have to show, the folks that you're working with or your leadership. And you see it just finished. So in this case, it didn't have many alarms, so we're not going to have an impressive chart, but it did find some root cause analysis in the alarms that it sees. Since all alarms are the same type, which are fault, you probably have an underlying infrastructure network connectivity issue, and then you get a Pareto chart showing fault being that. So there's obviously, since you only have faults, you're not going to get a full Pareto chart. But instead of just a couple of alarms, imagine that you had 100 coming in. This would be a quick way for you to categorize and understand what's going on and how they're related. So the blender could be fun. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks.